The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everybody and welcome to the EU SME Centre webinar series. It's 4 o'clock, so it's time for our next webinar. My name is Chris Chung. I'm the Director of the EU SME Centre. And today I'm with Mr Owen Shaw, who is from the Chinese Academy for Building Research. And today our subject is going to be the first, or how to tap into China's first for green building. So all about the green building sector in China and the opportunities for European SMEs.
Hello everybody.
Hello Owen, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
But before we get into the presentation proper, I'm just going to give you a few administrative and background details on the EU SME Centre. So the first thing, as in all our webinars, you can ask a question through the panel, which is in front of you, to our experts during the webinar. And all you have to do is type into the panel there, hit return, and the question will be sent to our expert. And we will get through, or hope to get through, as many of the questions as we can during the webinar. And if we don't get through the questions during the webinar, then we will answer after the webinar has completed. Just to give you a bit of background on the EU SME Centre, the EU SME Centre is a project fully funded by the European Commission, and its remit is to help European SMEs to establish, develop and maintain commercial activities in the Chinese market. So we do this by providing information and advice and practical support services which enable them to understand how to do business in China. The services can be seen from this slide here, basically in two parts. We have information and advice and support services. On the information and advice side, we answer inquiries, we produce lots of publications, and through these publications, through the content of these publications, we carry out trainings, webinars like today's webinar, and we also have online databases which can help you find service providers and the right exhibition to attend. On the support services side, the centre is a service in itself, in that SMEs can come to the centre in Beijing and use our hot desks, and we also carry out briefings at the centre and carry out matchmaking and networking events as well. There's 4 key areas of expertise within the centre. There's a business development advisor, there's a standards and conformity advisor, an HR and training advisor, and legal advisor. So when you're asking your questions, these experts will be answering your questions. All these experts are within the centre. Connected with green building, we've already carried out some research in connected sectors. One of the reports that we have carried out recently is on the construction sector report. We've only published that yesterday, and you can download that from our website, which is listed on the bottom here, eusmecentre.org.cn, and you'll find information there on market size, regional differences, forecasts and trends, opportunities and tips for SMEs, and different types of market entry strategy. Also on our website, connected with the construction sector or environmental sector, you'll find a range of case studies which can be downloadable for free, and there's 3 of them I've listed here, and that's the White Pavilion case study, which is a company which is involved in green energy in buildings assessments. Then we have Realist Group, which design and manage building projects in China, and then a French company called Terral, which carry out environmental consulting in China as well. So you can find out more about these case studies and how these businesses have done business in China in these different sectors. We've also published recently a diagnostic kit which is aimed at SMEs looking to enter the Chinese market and gives you the fundamental information that you should really be thinking about before you enter the market. So we have 4 reports. The diagnostic kit is comprised of 4 reports and a questionnaire. The first report is about the different opportunities and challenges of doing business in China, and it's called Is China on Your Radar? We then have a second report which is called Ways to Enter the Chinese Market, and this tells you about the different ways and the different modes of entry to enter the Chinese market. The third report is particularly on exporting goods, services and technologies to China, and then the fourth one is about carrying out due diligence and knowing your partners in China. So some very fundamental information that any EU SME should know about before they enter the China market. The last part of the diagnostic kit, as I said before, is the questionnaire, and this is made up of one main horizontal questionnaire which will judge your readiness for the China market. So this is comprised of 20 questions which will ask you some fundamental questions and test your knowledge and your readiness for whether you're ready to do business in China. As I said before, you can get all these documents as well as all the case studies and reports that I mentioned before on our website at eusmecenter.rg.cn. And here is where you can find it on the website. This is what the website looks like. The other services that you can access through the website include the Ask the Expert service, where you can ask a question to one of the 4 experts that I mentioned before. Then all the documents that I mentioned before also can be downloaded from the Knowledge Center. And then obviously we also carry out many events and trainings and future webinars. You can find out all about these on our website as well. And finally, if you want to book a hot desk, one of the desk areas within the center, then you can do this through our website as well by registering on the website. But now moving on to the main event on green building, the green building sector in China. In our last webinar, where we discussed the construction sector, we saw that the construction sector and buildings was growing at an incredible rate. I think there's a statistic there where China is building a living space, the equivalent of Rome, every 2 weeks. But obviously this kind of growth and this amount of building is having a huge impact on the environment, and especially in terms of energy consumption. This is a major challenge. I think it's a challenge that's been recognized very fully by the Chinese government, and so green building is obviously one way to combat these challenges. And so on that note, we have Mr. Owen Shaw from the China Academy of Building Research, over 10 years experience in the building sector and in green buildings in particular. And so perhaps, Owen, you can introduce yourself, and I hand it over to you now to discuss a bit more about the green building sector in China.
Thank you. And so have this precious opportunity to discuss green building in China, especially opportunities for all your SMEs here. And first of all, I will do a little introduction about myself. Personally, since my graduation, main building experience in top 5 companies for international corporation, work for such as General Electric and Saint-Gobain from France, and also have other top company or top institute in building sections, for building materials, for structures. For recent years, since working the SABR, and mainly just for green building and low carbon building for the near future, especially for this kind of green technology like desomer heat pumps. Recently, this in Shenyang, I met some German company who have wastewater heat pump to have this kind of specific technology also. Generally speaking, also have help international business companies to have green building seminars and help them to have how to apply the way as your SME center here, what they were doing similar, but I'm standing on China background, but you more stand on
European background. So you come from the China Academy of Building Research,
yep,
which is a very influential institution, especially when it comes to green building.
Yeah, because CABR is paid a high emphasis on research development, and especially for green building technology in recent years, as a high authority position, helping the government to build the standards in China, and as a chief editor of the two national standards, evaluation standard for green building,
Right.
and the detailed technical rating guide for green building. Also, CBR is now chairman institution of China Green Building Council.
Right.
Green Building Research Center is also attached. Have several associations and also have this kind of center to attach it to CBR. Have a certification center, national level, also for energy labeling certification.
Sure.
For also attached to CBR. Anyway, just CBR is very famous in China or in the world. If you are really in the this section
Sure.
in the world, if you into the China market, maybe our institute is the first one to have discuss
Yes.
to whatever your environment. Maybe someday have more discussion about how.
Well, I think it's safe to say that you are, experts in the
Yeah.
green building sector, and particularly in China.
Also, CBR, they have design, technical consulting, technical development, but they also have this kind of consulting or technology service. Maybe also need a partnership in this area, because CBR is mainly in the management, have a responsibility with for the government, not so detailed technology advanced not so advanced as SME ones, because SME ones from Europe, maybe they have their own
Sure.
Innovation, more time, more investment, more creative way. Anyway,
Okay.
we have a lot of potential to cooperation. So move back to today's presentation content, and we talk about this a little more person's energy consumption and the building industry environment, and also this how impact to the energy, especially from building industry.
Sure.
Mainly today, just talk about the current trends and developments in green building in China, and we also later some examples for green building in China.
Yeah.
Especially today's we talk about the opportunities and also some challenges for European SMEs. Maybe all these today's participants very more interested about it. And also we also talk about a little about green building in the future in China, and also we list some technology products. Maybe SMEs have some potential in China, maybe growing in China.
That's great.
Yeah.
Seems like a very full agenda there.
Okay, let me.
So we go to the first topic,
Yeah.
which is about
Yeah.
energy consumption and the building industry environment. So very much the background
Yeah.
to why green building is necessary in China.
Yeah, as you know, China is really the total energy consumption for building is increasing more and more since the developing for the modern city, also have rural development, and also the economy growing. They need more comfortability. You just imagine how increase the energy consumption. So I think it's more than, this is rough 30%, but maybe more and more, not exactly how accurate. China, the number is still rough.
Right.
So you just say how the energy related to carbon dioxide emission also, and also have pollutions, and really kind of in Beijing now you see it's like a fox city now.
It's a bit smoggy today as well.
So anyway, so you just imagine how energy environment the situation we have also in this area. If without the medication way, we really have risk. Also, for sure, if we have some technology from SME solutions, maybe it's some opportunities, considering the energy environment.
Sure.
We need these solutions. Energy and resources shortage in China is really serious situation. As you know, China have every Chinese people know we have very big land, but in fact the land is not so much in it. Mainly is coal, but the coal right now picked out more and more, only have a little less
Yes.
to consume now. Only we have so much energy import from other countries. Also now for the energy from all over the world, the competition is so fast, and it's not only about the energy, but even it's a kind of strategic materials.
Yes.
Not just even fight for it. So we have this problem. We also China considering the health
Yes.
because people really seriously caused by pollution, water pollution, air pollution, and so because of this situation. Now we also see the pressure or incentive from government just trying to have this situation, and you just imagine the impact of buildings for consumption and the environment.
Sure.
And from these pictures, we just from 1996 to 2008 is you can see each year from rural building, open public building, open residential building, each side have energy consumption growing
Sure.
so quick. Especially, I'm not talk about just recently, also even more fast. You know.
And it seems like the urban residential buildings are taking up an increasing proportion there.
Mm-hmm.
So, carrying on.
Yeah, we talk about the more recently trends for green buildings because of China have billions square meters to exist, and also we are projected through all the 5 years plan. We always have 20 billion, 2 billion square meters each year growing this situation. So we have township build up. So all this if without the green building solutions, you just imagine we have no space. So we talk about China now becomes the largest real estate market in the world, and maybe you just imagine one city will be generated according to China. People move into China, and the big cities like Beijing, each year millions people to come into the Beijing, and also the have makes Beijing as well ecologically without sustainable to have a living environment, and makes people very pressure. You also from this new floor space constructed in China, you just imagine how quick to increase the floor space complete also in billion square meters. Annual growth index is more than 100%, even 344 the tops until 2010.
So it's really the urbanization which is driving this need for buildings and green buildings especially.
Yeah. So this is a situation. Also, we talking about today's for exactly how the green building numbers according to the different areas. We from Jiangsu, Guangdong, Shanghai, this advanced areas, and also Tianjin, Beijing. This all growing fast area, and also have some not so well developed yet from other province, and so all these numbers growing is about 2011, but now recently maybe 200 in Shanghai for green building labeling. So it's more and more very growing very fast. So we through this picture, according to a different agency, different stages, different type, we have 3-star labels. We classified. You can, for example, the first picture by agents. The national agency, like our CABR,
Yes.
is a many agency to have the market share.
Right.
So that's because of our leader position, as you said, maybe not so fair to other competitors.
Sure.
And so take many parts for all the green building labeling consulting.
Sure.
And also the second one here, you just say the design stage is the main part of green building up to now, and even now it's same proportion. So the operation stage is still very few.
So there are very few green buildings operating at the
moment. And maybe some people have question about it. Just why? Here we have many explanations about it, but from my personal view, here is because of operation stage. The procedures is very tough, and also costs a lot of energy, and their real result is not easy to get it. So take time. Also, it's an early stage for green building. Have many reasons makes the operation stage. We could say for the future maybe it's very tough, yes, but it's still growing. And also according to the residential public is the residential is almost similar to public building through the time. So this is not a big deal. And also from the 1-star to 2-star, this 3 stars is still makes always, especially up to now, it becomes almost similar.
Sure. So this is the ranking system within the China green building standard.
Yeah.
The 1-star, 2-star, 3-star standard.
The 3-star is the top one is very more qualified. Not easy to get the 3 stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the highest level.
Highest level. The 1-star maybe just easy to get it, but it's, in the local cities maybe they can do it by themselves. So the 3-star have to go through the national level. Yeah. So for example, some green buildings to showing here some picture, and many to SMEs, you just hardly imagine how the project big enough, the square meters or the high-rise building, and the very very big ones in China. So also they give the labeling is in design stage, as you know. So the operation stage is still don't know yet how they are.
All of these are being built still.
Yeah, it's mostly the design stage.
Are all of these 3-star?
Yeah.
Are they 3-star?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we growing very very fast for green building labeling up to 2012. I think 200 for 2012, and this year maybe 300. We're growing fast in this situation.
And I'd just like to ask you a question here. Obviously, we're talking about the China Green Building Standard, but there are other standards, global standards for green building that have entered China as well, such as the LEED standard and the BREEAM standard. Can you give us an idea as well how many buildings for LEED and how many for BREEAM there are in China right now?
Good question. It's really, as you know, it's a really like that. Just they lead from USA. They really take up the main market share since the early years.
Sure.
But now also they are very competitive to China because of their very marketable function to be promoted by their organization, like USA Green Building Council. They really have they have a team here. They have a very good evaluation system, more efficient to get online evaluation. So their project very similar to China ones. The numbers recent years is almost equal to each other or similar to each other. But early years they have even more than China was. So the market is really, because some of real estate developers, the customer ask for, do you have a leader evaluation?
Right.
So the customer need to rent the office building with them. They ask this kind of question. So they makes their developer go through the leader evaluation rating system. Sure. That's what they're really good cultivated the market very well. But China now try to have their own just their own standard rating system, right. And because of the sensitive and the subsidies, each way to encourage the market is I'm sure China ones will catch up even in the future. Also need also very growing more fast than later ones. Okay. So also, since the 2006, we have all the green building section. They have renewable energy application. Like today, I talk about the G-Solar, yes. Solar. This kind of demo project during that age and the 11th 5-year plan, they moved to city level to have demo project. Since the 12th 5-year plan, even to 30th 5-year plan come up, and they will move to have more renewable energy application. Passive house, for example, all have some other way for heating, cooling, use the waste resources for all this new technology to apply for the big area, bigger to the city level, even to the to be not only for encouragement but just for mandatory implementation. So this is really could be good news for green building growing in China. Talking about green building in China, we need to think about through our standard evaluation. We think mainly about the energy conservation. Also, we also have improve our comfortability and need the environment friendly because we polluted so much since the fast growing up to now, and we have a health problem because of air and water pollution. Also right now, if you have good environment, we have employee efficiency and makes people health have good. We could increase the GDP not only to have construction. We needed to think about efficiency, for people's efficiency,
Sure.
and also we need to cut down the electric peaks, because most of peaks is, for example, some Beijing like hard weathers. Everybody need air conditioning, and we could have some other way how to find a way to reduce peaks.
Sure.
And cut down the facilities to generate the electricity.
All right.
We also need less transportation. Beijing is really, you guys here experience very well. It's so bad situation. So all need to have these numbers cut down to have green buildings for the area, not only single building, but within the district, small cities, some industry park, for example. We all think about all this to apply for green building in China.
Right.
And green building in China also we need, because of early years, they only think about the single technology, but now we have to think about put together and have integrated design, and to have final result just to be less energy consumption and environment friendly, and also considering the cost and economy, investment, return on investment, to think about how have suitable technology, how to put together to have final result. It's a green or less energy.
Sure.
So especially with green building, we to have a green strategy for integrate seamlessly, because of since China's life cycle for buildings, design, construction, installation, operation, it's always separate from each other. Right. Before. But now, if without seamlessly consideration, it's out of control. Just like China now, the design is good, but operation stage, who knows? And they all.
So what you're saying in these last two slides is that really there's no integrated approach in terms of the process, which is this slide, and in the previous one, I guess you're looking at many people are applying individual technologies and solutions rather having integrated solutions when putting these technologies
they're only
together.
just showing they say we have technology one by one, but not so sure how the technology function there.
Okay.
And even you really do some inspections, the fact probably is out of your expectation.
Okay.
They really have a lot of even more energy consumption.
Okay.
This situation is very seriously. That's why we really need to go this way to have seamlessly integrate.
Right.
For green buildings, we generate either this kind of service, this all service from consulting to for commissioning, and also for measurements and the verification.
Right.
And all this have green building certification and energy, and for environment retrofit, and also we need building energy due diligence.
Yes.
And also right now the China carbon market in different cities right now try to have a trial market. They need a carbon dioxide measurement to really generate a carbon market to.
And all these services are very developed in China right now.
Yeah, it's all in developing.
The developing stage.
Okay.
Okay.
And need SMEs some chances here, opportunities here also.
Okay.
And they really need, for example, here measurements, verification.
Okay.
China is still, for example, this building still not have measurement for different equipment. For air conditioner, how much energy, they don't know.
Right.
The elevators, the lights, they're not separate to each other. They just hold meters for electricity.
Right.
So they don't know well consume more energy.
Yes.
How to have solutions. They have no numbers. They have no information system, not so accurate yet.
Right.
So need a lot for change. So I moved back to talk about opportunities
Yes.
for SMEs, because it's very important for China, because China have not so much innovation. They always just follow up, you know. They right now follow up is really kind of problem. Makes China rethinking how we need to have technology. We need to have experts. We need to have all different solutions.
Right.
To learn from Western countries, because they go through all these stages. We go through. We need a change, just like we need a faster change, not like a slow change, like European ones.
Okay.
You know.
And so, but perhaps some of these opportunities and
Yeah.
the SMEs.
Yeah. For example, the solution adopters.
Yes.
We could generate or strengthen the green building supply chain from the design stage. From each stage, we need to have this value to have the value chain to be very efficiently.
Okay.
To generate opportunities. And we also good for solution providers. We could be build up new models of multi-party collaboration.
Yeah.
We could build up human capital and increase the transparency for example, for policy, for standards, for technology application, and for investment, or for national investors. It's good for example, we have EMC, energy contract business model,
Okay.
and to help the financial investor also have solution provide work together to supply the owner to have energy conservation solutions to benefit from each other. This kind of business model is very growing fast in China.
Sure.
And also, if stand on the government level, we could have bilateral cooperation, build up some platform like LCP Center here to help SME, and also have SME from China work together, have partnership. For example, we could support funding them to make them have this kind of subsidies, incentives to
stimulate the environment for green building.
for green building growing and
Sure.
really make benefit to the government, to the social market, and other stakeholders. Also, we right now, especially for example today, to give a training education to
Yes.
to all these different new business model, new SMEs growing, foreign locally. They need a lot of this kind of opportunities.
Yes. They need the
Right.
information.
In the information, for example, last time I know John will have special technology for wastewater
Right.
heat pump. This is very good for growing trend for this kind of technology. Yeah. So the challenge also for SMEs, we first just put API issues because of if you have a special intellectual property rights to think how to protect your technology or your brand name or your this is not easy at the beginning to need a SME center have this kind of experience and also have local people like us maybe to help find the right partner and
of course we also have the IPRC help desk which
yeah,
can help on this as well.
and, yeah, also you need to go through many ways to protect your technology.
Yes.
Because technology is your core competent knowledge.
Yes.
So if you have good technology, if you have good protection, and then you need a market education to let people know about your products, your technology, and take a time or need your all the documentary materials and the seminars, whatever to present, and also especially need a real market here. You need to have network building. You need to have China's with 关系 with.
Yes.
It's really different from your Western country. Play an important role in your market, and if you have good contacts, if you have good customer relationship to build up through take time to build up your network. Also, your challenge for SMEs because you're far away from Europe. You need to invest here your time, your people here, and your traveling cost. You have to think about.
Yes.
And find the right people and partner. Whatever you make some choice, set up joint venture, or have your representative office here. All need your good, talented people, and find the right people. It's very challenging. So finally, but not least, just talk about the foreign technology. China. Some people say we try to find the local ones first. They only think about some special ones, some high technology. Maybe China is still not good at it, or some still have no perfect solution yet. We need technology from foreign country.
Sure.
Foreign technology is a good. Most people believe, for example, German technology. People in China, they really trust their technology. So they have two sides. For one how say? They have two sides in effect. In effect, here, if you have really good technology, qualified people, China will believe try to have it. But on the other hand, if not so well prepared,
right,
they prefer more local ones.
Okay.
So challenges have many. Just I also give a picture here.
Yes.
Only thing about this China climate zones, so many. Europe probably is similar to each
Yes.
other.
Well, Europe is pretty spread out as well,
Yeah.
with many different climates.
Yeah,
But I can see what you mean by the map as well, that in
Yeah.
China there's many different types of climate that
Yeah.
the technologies or the companies will have to adapt to.
adapt to different situation.
Yes,
And
exactly.
it's really which part of China you choose, for example, to compete, to enter into. It's all different. Some places is high educated. Some places very backward.
Yeah. But as you mentioned in your first slide as well, most of the green buildings for the China a green
Yeah.
building standard are very much on the eastern coast.
Yeah.
So Shanghai, Shandong, I think, was on Zhejiang, Jiangsu was the first province.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But if you are into this area, the competitive is also very fast.
Okay.
And if you are choose other ones to into, maybe not so competitive yet.
Well, what do you think about cities like Chongqing or Chengdu?
Yeah, it's a good, very good places to start.
Okay.
Yeah, and not just everybody to be in Jiangsu. That people always go to the same place. The competition is very strong.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're talking a bit about technologies and products of interest, SMEs in particular, and how now you get very technical. You're a senior engineer, so this is very much your kind of area.
Yeah, this I just because for the green building, if you think about the first word for the envelopes for the house, for the buildings,
Yes.
you need a very good insulated and a very good exterior wall,
Yes.
and have very good insulation for they needed this kind of special building materials, and for emerald walls, for roof insulation, or need for example design for the key value need to be this level
Right.
to have energy efficiency technologies. This is only a little examples.
Okay.
Also, we need to have windows and doors, especially now windows and doors in China get a leak of the energy,
Right.
because open all the insulation is not so good, and lot of energy through the windows.
And you're saying these particular technologies or these particular products are particularly attractive right now in the Chinese market?
Yeah, if you are performance to price for good competitive, for retrofits or for new buildings, they all needed this kind of products.
Okay. And European companies can compete in these areas as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
The China ones still rough in this respect. Even during the construction, even the good product during the construction still not a good installation.
Okay.
So that the people's local workers is not so well educated, they all rough construction. Anyway, so
And now that you're talking about shading, and this was mentioned in the construction report as well,
Yeah.
shading and sun blinds would
Yeah.
be another good area. I never knew this would be...
automatic control, for example,
Yes.
for the shading, for example, we need heat. We could change the color of the glasses, and also need the glass could generate electricity. This kind of new technology someday we are really attractive, and also need some natural lights, or through some whatever kind of how to say in China, I really sometimes difficult for me to use English.
Yes.
是光的这个传导 right? I'm not so sure kind of how to talk about this specific technology. And anyway, from the lights, we need to have this kind of shading, or we need whatever we need. We have solutions. If we don't need, we just insulate it or use some kind of shading.
Sure.
Or need if we could generate electricity, is if the value is very have good performance of investment on return on investment is good. It's also applicable.
Okay.
Right.
So the developers, when they're putting in these technologies, they will obviously take into account return on investment.
Yeah, it always think about, because China is really think about how the increase incremental investment, considering the return on investment.
Right.
If the owner, who pay for it,
Yes.
They always think about this.
Yes.
You know, the government for sure they have some subsidies in incentives, but it's not enough
Yes.
to pay for the owner to replace or to have new technology application.
Okay.
So they need to think about to generate this kind of
Incentive.
profits
Yes.
from energy conservation first.
Yeah.
If you have really good energy conservation, especially the energy where the price will going up and up, this kind of new technology really have good opportunities. So we have, for example, also have energy efficient lighting.
Right.
For LED, right now LED have many a lot of application for hotels. You know, they really save a lot of energy if you replace the old ones. They only within 1 year to have payback for all the replacements, and this kind of for sure this is for older for existing buildings. Also for new buildings, we right away to think about this new lighting system to have energy conservation. Also, has other technology. I'm not listed here, but also we try to think about just for all the waste resources, how to have application. For example, wastewater and waste materials, how to put into make them building as a building materials.
Yeah.
To generate more energy conservation and environment friendly.
Sure.
To have recycling, reuse, all these kind of new ways to have green building application. Many from outdoor exterior wall to inside to for equipment, for conditioning,
yes.
for heating, for different many things. To you just imagine to you go through all the life cycle
of the
building. We have many ways, more technology, more service, more business model, new business model. We have a lot of opportunities for SMEs.
European
Yeah.
SMEs. And now you list here in your last slide, you know, the most important organizations that European SMEs or companies should be considering to get more information from or to make contact with. Perhaps you can highlight one or two of the most important organizations here.
Yeah, I say, for example, China Green Building Council is really very close relations related to our CABR, and I also talk about even just CABR. Within CABR, we have Institute for Building Environment and Energy Conservation as a co-institute in our CABR, and because we focus on green building and energy conservation and environment, for example, for heating, air conditioning, and the main energy consumption field for buildings. So streets on this top two, and other ones like for air conditioning association, other certification association, and China Building Energy Conservation Association.
Yeah.
And also have national standardization on building energy conservation. We have government labors, and they have much more influence in the market than Europeans.
Sure.
And so we need all good.
So many organizations there where European SMEs can find information on standards and the different standards applied to green building and green building related Chinese companies as well, I guess, as well, from the China Green Building Council.
Yeah, from policy to standards to technology itself.
Yes.
To the market and to the market stakeholders like real estate developers
Sure.
and the new stakeholders. They play a different role, and some in design stages, some in the construction stages, according to the value chain of building construction.
Okay.
They all different organizations need
Looking
find a different partners according to SMEs what they have
Sure.
to contact. This is very not in one day to give the whole picture.
Okay. I'm looking through the questions now, and there's one key one that I can see that's coming out, and that is you've gone through a few technologies here. You've gone through LED lighting, you've gone through different services, you've gone through sun blinds, walls, exterior walls and insulation walls, in terms of opportunities for European SMEs. But the main question is, how would an EU SME actually approach that opportunity? What would they do to access the market? Who should they talk to?
I think good question. Here, frankly speaking, you found me. I'm not sure how you found me. Found CABR, for example.
Yes.
You have some experience already.
Yes.
You know through some contacts we have some question to the market, to have some friends to contact. Oh, which one for my technology should I contact?
Yes.
And mainly, I think go through from us is a good way to start.
So
even sometimes I will not cover everything,
Yeah.
but generally speaking, we know we can show you who you contact is better.
Are all the new green building projects listed on your website? Are all the new green building projects and developments listed? Or are they listed anywhere?
Green building consulting by our CABR mostly take up more than 70 to 80%.
Okay.
So it's really leaders in the consulting service field for green building up to now.
Sure.
But I'm sure they are going to have many companies, small, big, or famous, or new ones. They are growing fast to try to have this market opportunities, try to enter into the market here, because it's so the China ambitiously try to have green building growing fast. Need, as you know, to have within this 5 years plan, they have needed billions square meters to be enabling. This is a very big plan for the market, and everybody trying to have these opportunities, including our CABR. Even CABR is not enough resources yet to catch so much. Only partly could be is our strengths, but not every the whole China so quick to growing. We need all SMEs from different countries, even locally in China. The competitive will become strong enough to each other.
Okay. Well, thank you very, very much, Owen, for
you.
a very informative presentation, a very comprehensive presentation. I just wanted to finish off actually on some other materials and some references to documents that we've already mentioned during the presentation. The USME Centre, as I said before, has already carried out some reports and some research into the construction sector, into green technology market as well in China. And you can find all these reports and case studies and webinars on our website, as I mentioned before. The direct links to these reference materials can be found on this slide here. Don't forget also that this webinar will also be posted on our website within about 1 or 2 days, so you can go over the material more carefully yourself after the webinar has finished. And you can also look at the exact links to these documents and reports as well. There's been a few questions. I'm afraid we couldn't answer all the questions today, but we will get back to everybody who's asked a question because we have your email addresses after the webinar. So it just leaves me to say thank you very much to Mr. Owen Shaw from the CABR for today's presentation. It's been very informative. Green building seems to be at the beginning stages still in China, but as you said, because of the environmental challenges, the energy consumption challenges that there are in China right now, it's absolutely necessary that green building accelerates in China. And I think European SMEs as well have a place in providing their technology and expertise in this area to help that acceleration.
I really look forward to have more cooperation with SMEs from SMEs, because I'm really prefer to work with them, because I'm not from my personal background experience, I feel it's more necessary to work with them to really help them growing in China. Also, it's benefit to China.
Right.
I'm not so confident for local, even in our. I'm not say to our boss, to say I'm not confident to our own institute, but they are strong enough. But I still prefer working with SMEs from Europe, and really they have. Trust them, because just last time for German good technology, I share with them. I feel our institute, even is in this areas, top authorities, yes. but still having this kind of technology. We need them to have solutions.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's a strong vote of confidence from Owen there for European SMEs and their technologies in the green building sector. Thank you very much again. And I'd just like to remind everybody that following the webinar, there'll be a short survey where you can just give a quick rating for this webinar. And so if you could do that after this webinar is finished, we thank you very much for doing that. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening. And we hope you have a very good afternoon if you're in Beijing, and a very good morning if you're in Europe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.